recognize the Health and Education Committee. And with me today is my Vice Chair, Councilman Kevin Triplett. I'll make sure I got everybody. Councilwoman Jessica Green. Councilman Pat Moberhill, I don't see him. Councilwoman Merlin Parker, there. Councilman Stuart Benson and Councilman David Yates. Those are committee members, and we all work together. This year is our 18th annual Black History Program. We've had this program ever since, just about ever since New Merger started. And it's really grown, and I really enjoy doing this every year because it's very important that we recognize people in our communities that have worked and gone beyond. So I do want to also say that this morning, for the first time, we had a group of kids from the Brown School. I had 49, I think it was 49 seniors came, and they came to watch the movie Black in Blue. No, yeah, Black in Blue, the UK movie of the first African Americans to play football. And it was an excellent movie, and the kids really enjoyed it. And I think that's going to be something we'll do from now on, maybe have a different group each time, a different school that we'll recognize and have here to be a part of our Black history. So with that being said, we're going to get started because I don't like to be late, and I'm already late. We'll have our welcome with Councilman David James.
Thank you.
President David James, sorry, President.
That's fine, Madam Chair. Thank you very much. I just want to take a moment to welcome everybody here to City Hall and to recognize the citizens in our community that are being recognized today by each council district. And I'd like to thank the council members for doing the hard work and picking somebody for this event. Black History Month is a special time here at City Hall and in our city. And with that being said, I don't want to run Councilwoman Shanklin behind. I shall be quiet. Thank you.
And I just want to say, every year I beat up on them trying to find somebody and make sure you have that person on time. This year, I had surgery and I was gone. And everybody had everything in on time. And that was unbelievable. And I guess that's what happens. Like you have kids, well, mom's away, you do your job. And so when mom's there, half the time she's got to nag you. So that's what happened this time. Everybody had their person in right on time, and I really appreciated it. Thank you. So next we have the Negro National Anthem. I'm gonna move, yeah. Okay, thank you. Now we'll have Wanda Mitchell-Smith. She's going to do the invocation.
Let us pray. Gracious God, make each of us an instrument in your grace. Weave us into a community showing forth your power and your tenderness. Bless us and our differences, and undergird our courage to stand together. We call on you today to gather us in your love. Lead us to better know you and glorify you on each step of the journey of our lives. And it is in the matchless name of Jesus we do pray. Let us now keep silent and breathe in the love of God. Amen.
Amen. Next, we have a musical selection by Teresa Durham. Caleb Howard would be reading off her bio. It's on the back.
Teresa Durham is a Louisville, Kentucky native and member of Peace Presbyterian Church located at 4210 East Indian Trail in the Newburgh community. In addition to singing in her church choir, she sometimes provides congregants with a message from God, also known as the church sermon, in her upcoming pastoral role, and actively supports the church's missions, including the food pantry and healthy living advice. She is always wearing a contagious smile and willingly provides help whenever needed. She is the proud mother of one daughter and the proud grandmother of a 5-year-old grandson. Teresa is a registered nurse, a seminary student, and a health and wellness coordinator for the Louisville Presbyterian Theological Seminary as part of her field education requirements. Teresa enjoys reading, listening to music, spending time with family, and working out.
Thank you, Caleb. You want to stay over there? Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Ooh, mountains, we gon' walk it out, and mountain. And I rise up, I rise like the day, I rise up, I rise unafraid, I rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I rise up, high like the waves, I rise up. In spite of the ache, I rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. Silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll bring the world to its feet. Ooh, ooh, bring it to his feet. Ooh, 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 mountains, and I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up high like the waves. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. All we need, all we need is hope. And for that we have each other. And for that we have each other. And we will rise, and we will rise. We'll rise, and I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up high like the waves. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you.
This being Black History Month, I thought that would be an appropriate song to sing, because look how far we've risen. We've come a long way. Okay. If you notice, I stand a lot, I move around. That's because I had knee surgery, and I don't want to be sitting a long time, so I apologize, but I just can't sit for a long time. Okay. The next we'll have Caleb Howard. He will be reading, he's the legislative assistant in my district, and he will be reading off the bios of the honorees, and I will be presenting them with their awards. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Shanklin. I appreciate that. I first wanted to start out by saying I apologize in advance for if and when I do mispronounce words. Please do forgive me and let me know. I want to start first with District 1, which is Councilwoman Jessica Green. She is honoring Lawrence F. Montgomery Sr. With 60-plus years in the funeral service industry, Lawrence F. Montgomery Sr. is the principal owner, president, CEO of Hathaway and Clark Funeral Home, Incorporated. Established in 1901, it is the oldest black-owned and operated funeral establishment in Louisville, Kentucky, and is dedicated to serving our community with honesty and dignity. Lawrence gained much of his managerial experience from 38 years with the U.S. Postal Service, rising through the ranks from clerk to the first black postmaster in the state of Kentucky. His community service includes Commissioner on the Louisville Landmarks Commission, President of Neighborhood Housing Services, Board of Directors of Elder Serve Incorporated, and 5 years as 11th Ward Alderman. He has numerous memberships, including, but not limited to, Prince Hall Masons of the jurisdiction of Kentucky, PHA, lifetime member of the NAACP, sustaining member of the YMCA, member of the State and National Funeral Directors Association, and member of Historic Calvary Missionary Baptist Church. Lawrence has been married to his wife Violet for 68 years. Let's have a round of applause for that. He has 3 children, 9 grandchildren, 18 great-grandchildren, and 3 great-great-grandchildren. Thank you so much, Lawrence F. Montgomery Sr. You're well deserving of this award. Thank you again, Lawrence F. Montgomery. Next from District 2, Councilwoman Dr. Barbara Shanklin would like to honor Nicole Adele. Nicole Adele is the youngest of 4 children from a single mother who was an educator for 40 years. Education is in her blood. Over 25 years ago, Mrs. Adele tried her best not to enter this profession, but after earning her bachelor's degree at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, she found herself teaching 4th grade in Asheville, North Carolina. Shortly after entering the teaching profession, Mrs. Adele completed her master's degree from George Washington University in Washington, D.C., and is currently working on her doctoral degree at the University of Louisville. Mrs. Adele, her Scott husband, and 2 children, Jessica and Jordan, relocated to Louisville, Kentucky 13 years ago and have come to love the city of Louisville. Mrs. Adele joined JCPS 7 years ago when she was named the principal of Newburgh Middle School. When it comes to education, Mrs. Adele believes that without building appropriate, authentic relationships, learning cannot occur. Therefore, 25 years later, she prides herself on having the ability to coach and foster her colleagues on the importance of investing in all children. She is relentless when it comes to exposing students to the many wonderful things in our world and building a number of community partnerships within the Newburgh-Petersburg area, and has been beneficial for her students and families. Exposure is education, and when we know more, we can do more. Mrs. Adele's daily philosophy is simple: work hard and be kind. This mindset has served Mrs. Adele well in the field of education, as she loves to go to work every day. We honor Mrs. Adele. Right now, Mrs. Adele's son is in training camp with Los Angeles Angels, and he most likely will make it to the major leagues this year. That's what I'm hearing anyway. Alrighty. Next up, we have District 3, which is Councilwoman Keisha Dorsey, and she would like to recognize Beverly Chester Burton, EDS. The Honorable Beverly Denise Chester Burton, EDS, was elected in 2006 as the first African American to serve on Shively City Council, as well as the first African American to run for mayor of Shively in 2008. In 2016, she started the LEAP program, Leaders Engaging Actively in Politics, a program that encourages community building and guide aspiring politicians seeking to bring positive change in their community through public service. She won her mayoral seat in May 2018, becoming the first African American to serve as mayor of Shively, Kentucky in 80 years. Chester Burton attended University of Louisville, Spalding University, and Western Kentucky University. She holds a specialist degree in education, master's in teaching K through 12, and master's in counseling and psychology, and a bachelor's in communication. Her professional and community involvement includes Jefferson County League of Cities Board of Directors, Kentuckiana Regional Planning and Development Agency Board of Directors, Shively Lions Club, YMCA Black Achievers, Louisville Metro Parks Commission, Jefferson County Teachers Association Board of Directors, and Kentucky Education Association Board of Directors, Kentucky Center for African American Heritage, Neighborhood Institute, Jefferson County Governance Task Force, Kentucky Emergency Response Commission, James Brown Cancer Center, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Easter Seal Metro Democrat Club, Louisville Democratic Party Executive Board, Greater Louisville Association of Democrats, Metropolitan Louisville Women's Political Caucus, Coalition of Labor Unity Women, founding member of the Northern Kentucky University Black Faculty and Staff Association, Emerge Kentucky, and Komen for the Cure. She has received various recognition and awards for her community involvement. Some awards include Secretary of State Commonwealth Ambassador, George Burney Humanitarian Award, Kentucky Alliance Against Racial and Political Oppression, District C Commissioner Active Citizen Award, Women of Achievement, Metro Council Community Involvement, Who's Who Among Professionals, and YMCA Black Achievers. She is a teacher and education consultant, as well as a social justice and women's leadership trainer for the National Education Association. Currently, she serves as the NEA Mid-Atlantic Women's Caucus Chair, represents the states of Kentucky, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Maryland, Delaware, Ohio, North Carolina, and West Virginia. Chester Burton is the youngest of siblings. She is married to Albert Burton for 35 years. They have 2 daughters, Crystal and Tiffany. She is a native of Hopkinsville, Kentucky, the youngest of 6 children, and the daughter of Cozy and Linus Chester Sr. We honor her. Thank you. Next up, we have District 4, which is Councilwoman Barbara Sexton Smith. She would like to honor Queenie Everett. Jefferson County Judge Executive Queenie Everett was born to Eugene and Eliza Everett, their third and youngest child. Eugene Jr., Shirley, and Queenie make up the Everett household and kept their parents busy. Queenie learned public service early in life. Her father worked at MSD for over 40 years, and her mother was a homemaker, taking pride in raising her children. Her family was involved in local politics. From the age of 18, Queenie has voted and served as a precinct captain. For over 3 decades, she has been on the Jefferson County Democratic Executive Committee, where she currently serves as the LD chair of the 43rd District. Queenie Everett was the person to call in public works to get things done. She worked under 5 mayors, beginning with Mayor Stansberry, Sloan, Abramson, Armstrong, and Fisher, and 10 directors. When she left Metro government, she was given recognition from the Metro Council. On September 12, 2014, Queenie made history when Governor Steve Beshear appointed Queenie Everett to Jefferson County Judge Executive. She is not only the first African-American woman to hold this seat in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, but also the first African-American to hold this seat in general. She has since been reelected twice. As a special note, Queenie has represented Kentucky at the last 6 Democratic National Conventions. Queenie is a member of Canaan Christian Church, has the servant's heart, and has served as the VP of the Usher Board. She keeps her block of Vermont Avenue in shape with the help of her great neighbors, volunteers with a few nonprofits, participated in Focus Louisville, was recognized as a Black Achiever, and is a staple in many Democratic campaigns, most recently with the Andy Beshear campaign when it organized its effort in its office in Louisville. She also serves on the LG&E-KU Consumer Advisory Panel. Queenie's greatest achievement is her son Andre and his wife Alicia. Thank you. Thank you. Next up, we have District 5. This is Councilwoman Donna Purvis, who would like to recognize Levon Clack. Levon Clack was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky, the second of 5 children born to Lois and Edward Allen Clack Jr. He is a loving father of 4, Sina, Mikkel, Cannon, and Amir. Levon studied business administration and business marketing at Eastern Kentucky University and Sullivan University. Levon has the spirit of a philanthropist and dedicates his time to organizing community-wide events, including voters' registration drives, back-to-school kickoffs, donating food to families during holidays, and volunteering his time to coach Little League sports. In 2019, Levon started Prominent Youth of America, or PYOA, a nonprofit organization which is unique, all-inclusive arts, music, education, and entertainment program that promotes entrepreneurship within the music and entertainment industry. This program caters to youth from the west end of Louisville, providing free homework help and tutoring services. Through our community partnerships with New Directions, the United Metro Way Blocks program, and Dare to Care Kids Cafe, this program serves low-income families with primary resources through support, mentorship, and entrepreneurship training necessary to be more effective in society. We honor him. Next up, we have District 6, which is Council President David James, honoree Marie Clay. As a strong community leader with an excellence in organizational skills, Marie Clay has achieved multiple undertakings as president of Sunshine Seniors Incorporated. Since the founding of Sunshine Seniors Incorporated, Mrs. Clay has presided over the organization as president and has signed up over 160 members starting at age 55. With her 44 years in nursing, management, and education, she has proven her dedication to the lonely and forgotten in her community and abroad. Mrs. Clay has truly used her gifts to encourage the elderly and disabled through enrichment programs such as chartered bus trips, health awareness, and an assortment of other programs to engage participants, maintaining their activity and self-esteem. Mrs. Clay and Sunshine Seniors Incorporated have contributed to 12 agencies and volunteered a total of 12,000 hours. With a motto of "Leave no one behind," Mrs. Clay has established partnerships with St. Anthony's Outreach Center for a reading program to tutor at-risk children each summer. She also has established a partnership with Community Outreach Project and the U of L nursing students to evaluate and assist seniors with health services and education. Sunshine Seniors has established 4 community outreach bases, which include providing annual scholarships to graduating seniors, assisting with sending youth to summer camps, and contributing to St. Anthony's Outreach Center, Rhonda's Another Chance Incorporated, and community food basket distribution. As a senior herself, Marie is in the prime of her life and continues to live out her dreams and desire to serve her church, family, and community with physical, mental, and financial assistance. Being a positive role model, she has passed down indispensable knowledge through generations, both in her family and beyond. Mrs. Clay, with her impeccable credentials, thirst for life, and industrious spirit, truly illustrates that one person can change the world and leave an indelible impact. We honor her. Next up, we have District 7, which is Councilwoman Paula McCraney, and she would like to recognize Robert Bob Henderson. During his neighborhood residency of over 35 years, Bob has spent numerous occasions shoveling snow from his 80-year-old neighbor and a mother and daughter's driveways, one of which is disabled. He runs errands to various places for his senior neighbors, helping to build a neighbor's fence, assisted in planting a neighbor's garden, and supplied electricity from his personal generator to a neighbor during a power loss. He plans to continue assisting his neighbors whenever and wherever he can. He received his Juris Doctorate degree from U of L Law School in 1977 and his Bachelor of Science degree from Kentucky State College in 1963. He was among the first recipients of the YMCA Black Achievers in 1980 and among the first African American president of local bank Liberty National, later being promoted to senior vice president. Bob served as the chief operation officer for the Jefferson County Clerk's Office, was a former board member of Plymouth Settlement House, a former member of Yearlings Club, and instrumental in achieving a grant for Support Our Kids School. Bob has been a member of St. Augustine Church for 76 years, where he was baptized, made first communion and confirmation, attended school, and was married. He has been an active member for over 50 years, serving in various capacities, and in which he has received numerous awards and accolades and conducted various workshops, such as the Men's Club Merit Award, Appreciation Chalice from the African American Clergy, Stewardship, Family Life, and Social Concerns Committee Awards, and was a delegate from the Archdiocese of Louisville during their 2017 Convocation of Catholic Leaders held in Orlando, Florida. Bob also assisted in the development and implementation of St. Augustine's mission statement, vision, and 5-year strategic plan. He has served on the Parish Council, Teenagers Senior Citizen Club, Men's Club, and Minister of Eucharist and Lector, Black Catholic Planning Committee, and is a part of the Black Catholic Congress held at Spalding University in the mid-'80s. Bob has been married for 52 years, has 2 daughters and 2 granddaughters. We'd like to honor him. Is this everything? Okay. Gotcha. Alrighty. Next, we'd like to recognize District 8, which is Councilman Brandon Cohn, and he would like to recognize Darnell Super Chef. Let me get this right. Ferguson. Darnell Super Chef. Darnell Super Chef Ferguson has spent the better part of his life overcoming adversity, inspiring and helping others, all while challenging himself to be a better person each and every day. Recently known for winning the Ultimate Thanksgiving Challenge, hosted by Gabe de Laurentiis, see, I told you I was going to mess this up, on the Food Network in 2018. Darnell has appeared on The Today Show, Rachel Ray Show, along Emeril Lagasse, Guy Fieri's Guy's Grocery Games, episodes Extreme Budget Challenge, Masters Tournament, Mother's Day Special, and Burger Challenge. Beat Bobby Flay on the Food Network, Cheap Eats on the Cooking Channel, HLN's Michaela, the Travel Channel, the 700 Club, and his restaurant was named one of the top 12 best breakfasts in America by the Cooking Channel's Man's Greatest Foods. Darnell also cooked for Team USA at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. While his accolades speak volumes, success hasn't always come easy to Darnell. Originally from Ohio, Darnell's love for cooking started from adolescence and would continue on as he graduated from Sullivan University in Kentucky with a degree in culinary arts. However, after taking a wrong turn along his journey, Darnell found himself on a self-destructive path, leaving him homeless, in and out of jail, and unemployed for nearly a year. Thanks to his faith, Darnell used the time to reflect on his past and to reassess his life purpose. A pivotal moment was when Darnell remembered someone speaking about a statistic and never recovering once you entered the system. He did not want to become another statistic, and he knew that the only way to get out of the system was to focus and to become serious about something he loved and that he could do well, which for him had always been cooking. To Darnell, food can represent and change your life. With relentless drive and newfound spirit, Darnell's best and brightest decision was to bring high-end, fine dining to short-order cooking in Louisville, Kentucky. In 2012, Darnell began a series of pop-up restaurants serving breakfast within existing restaurants that only served lunch and dinner. This innovative approach led Darnell to open up his first Super Chef's restaurant in 2015. Darnell's unique style of urban eclectic cooking blends together traditional flavors in untraditional ways with a creative presentation. The breakfast-style restaurant is themed, designed, and appropriately named after a superhero to represent the strong individuals we are as human beings and to acknowledge that everyone has the ability to be an everyday superhero. Unfortunately, just a few months into the business, Darnell faced yet another life-altering challenge when a fire broke out at Super Chef's and could not be controlled in time. The original Super Chef's was lost, but as Darnell explains, the difference between where I was at and where God wanted me to be was based on my ability to patiently suffer. I went through it knowing I could come out the other side. This experience did not just open doors, it would open gateways, as Darnell explains. Soon after the restaurant burned down, Darnell received an outpour of interest from celebrity chefs and TV producers requesting he share his story with the world. The opportunities allowed Darnell to reopen Super Chefs and to share his gratitude for his blessings by continually giving back to the community. Darnell teaches kids, communities, and those in need how cooking can be a positive and creative outlet by employing teens, young adults, and those in need. He also serves on the board for the national nonprofit Blessings in a Bed Pack, where he provides paper bag lunches for kids on the weekends, as well as for the Louisville-based Children Shouldn't Hunger. In April 2019, Super Chefs opened a second location in Alabama called Superhero Chefs. The positive and upbeat energy that Darnell is most known for is felt by Super Chef customers upon arrival, as their motto is, "We dress our food like we dress ourselves." Darnell gets you with your eyes and keeps you coming back with your heart. During his spare time, Darnell spends time with his wife and their 7 kids at their home in Louisville, Kentucky. Darnell's newest TV show, Tournament of Champions, debuts Wednesday, March 4th on the Food Network. 16 top chefs will be competing for the title Best Chef in America. Alrighty. The next district we'd like to recognize is District 9, which is Councilman Bill Hollander, and he would like to recognize Lavelle D. White. Lavelle is not new to community service. He lost a friend to community violence as a teen, which led him on this journey. He's worked with the Network Center for Community Change as a youth video coordinator for Let the Kids Grow with Master P, and previously served as a member of the West Louisville Violence Prevention Work Group. Lavelle received a BA in Communication and minor in Pan-African Studies from the University of Louisville. He went on to start his own business and has produced documentaries for Louisville Metro Housing Authority, including More Than Bricks and Mortar, The Shepherd Square Story, and More Than Bricks and Mortar, Smoketown, A New Beginning. He also produced All We Got, Hood to Hood, a documentary about violence and incarceration and the effects that it has on the inner city. Lavelle was selected as a 2019 BME Genius Fellow and received a generous grant to contribute towards a community impact project of his choosing, as well as an Ignite Louisville Fall 2019 class member. Lavelle has been working in the videography field since his freshman year of college. He has experience working with video production equipment to film, record, edit, and make videos for nonprofits, community organizations, and individuals to document their stories and experiences. White most recently produced a documentary about the Beecher Terrace housing development and its revitalization efforts. He was the director and producer of the Beecher Terrace story and oversaw production, interviews, and editing of a 30-minute historical film about its rich history and existence. The documentary has had community-wide screenings during this Black History Month. The film was funded by Vision Russell and the Choice Neighborhoods Initiative. He also has experience working as a production assistant and field producer on the Matter of Fact television show with Soledad O'Brien. They are currently creating TV segments about the Russell A Place of Promise efforts in the Russell transformation. The pieces have been aired nationally, and they are being produced by Starfish Media and Hearst Television. Thank you. Next, we'd like to recognize District 10, which is Councilman Pat Mulvihill, and I believe his legislative assistant, Jeff Wall, will be presenting. They would like to recognize Wanda Mitchell-Smith. Today, Wanda Mitchell-Smith serves as the legislative aide to Metro Council 4, which is Councilwoman Barbara Sexton-Smith, bringing a wealth of knowledge as a professional community development liaison with more than 25 years of experience. Wanda has served as political action representative for AFSCME Council 62, starting as an organizer with AFSCME in 200, working to promote legislation for better work conditions, pay equity, healthcare, and job safety. She researched, strategized, and made recommendations to regional management to help determine appropriate courses of action regarding legislation. She developed the AFSCME political endorsement process that allows for more inclusion and involvement of local unions and includes candidate accountability measures to ensure their alignment with AFSCME objectives. The result, 87% of AFSCME endorsed candidates won election campaigns as a result of the new endorsement process. As Deputy Chief of Staff for Lieutenant Governor Stephen L. Henry, Wanda represented the Lieutenant Governor in policy decisions and negotiations relating to education and health services within all levels of state government, and served as a special assistant and community liaison to Congressman Mike Ward. Wanda has served and was elected as recording secretary for the Kentucky State AFL-CIO and was elected as a delegate to the National Democratic Convention in 1996 and in 2007. Was a delegate to the Greater Louisville Central Labor Council. She is currently a member of the Central District Baptist Association Women's Auxiliary, a board member for God's Design, and is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and over the years has received numerous community awards and honors. On Sunday, December 23rd, 2007, Wanda acknowledged her call into the ministry at First Jessamine Baptist Church and preached her initial sermon on Wednesday, March 12th, 2008. Her favorite passage of Scripture is Psalms 118:24. Today is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. Wanda brings joy to her service as a neighborhood leader in District 10 through her work for District 4 and as a caring coworker and friend. She has been married to Darrell L. Smith for 35 years, and they have a 29-year-old daughter, Erin Elizabeth, who is a University of Louisville graduate with a master's degree from the School of Arts and Sciences. Thank you so much. Next up, we have District 11, James Lanier is going to be Councilman Kevin Kramer's honoree. James Lanier grew up in the Russell neighborhood just a few blocks away from where we stand today. He is a graduate of Ballard High School and a graduate of Jefferson Community College with an associate degree in computer science. Like so many of us, James has asked himself, where do I fit in? But when you get to that place, where do you know? We asked ourselves, is this really it? He has been blessed to have traveled to a few places in this wonderful country and has been able to share God's blessings with others in different capacities, which include the area of law enforcement, education, and in the church, just to name a few. In the area of law enforcement, he worked as a network analyst for APRIS, the provider of the VINE, or Victim Notification System, as a network analyst, a middle school teacher, computer technician on the Navajo Indian Reservation, at Greater New Beginnings Christian Church, where he is currently a deacon, Sunday school teacher, member of the men's ministry and prayer ministry, and currently an executive support technician with the Louisville Metro government, where some of our clients include the mayor's office, Louisville Metro Police Department, and Louisville Metro Council, where we are right now. Although those are just a few places that James has been, he knows that there are more opportunities to share God's gifts with others. It's been a great feeling knowing that I've made someone's day or life better with the blessings that I have been given, and it's also confirmation that this is where I fit. He is currently engaged to be married to a beautiful fiancée and has 2 wonderful stepdaughters that keep him young, which further reminds him that also this is too where I fit. I am so grateful that God has given me to places that I had never been, and with the main objective, service to others. We honor him. Next up, we have District 12, which is Councilman Rick Blackwell, who would like to honor Joseph L. Marshall II. Joseph L. Marshall II was born in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, to his parents, Lawrenceburg City Council member Joe Marshall Sr. and Vanessa Marshall. Always known as a lively and spirited child, he often found himself in trouble for talking too much and too often. While never known as a top academic student, Joe, as his classmates would eventually call him, was always known as a leader, from being a kickball coach in the 5th grade to being named senior class president for Anderson County High School class of 2003. After completion of high school, Joe moved to Louisville to attend the University of Louisville, where he met his wife, Letitia. While completing his Bachelor of Arts degree in English, he held many leadership opportunities, including resident assistant, conference director, president's office cardinal host, and orientation staffer. After graduating from U of L, Joe became a substitute teacher with JCPS, a group leader for the YMCA Teen Scene Summer Program, a camp for teens with disabilities, a site director for the YMCA Child Enrichment Program, and it was during these years that he found his calling for working with young people. Joe's career includes the completion of the JCPS ACES program, teaching at Wheatley Elementary School and the West End Boys School in Louisville. Joe speaks about his role at the West End Boys School, saying, "As a black male teacher, I can tell you there's a huge difference that it makes giving someone who looks like you being in a classroom every day and teaching you from the same perspective that you're living. And so I couldn't pass up the opportunity, and that's what I really want to bring to this." As a father of lively 3-year-old Corina, Joe is furthering his learning as a classroom teacher at the West End Boys School by using his experience as a dad to learn the importance of nurturing the character and individuality of our children. Last year, Joe was appointed and then later elected as District 4 representative on the Jefferson County Board of Education, serving the neighborhoods of Shively, Cane Run, Pledge Ridge Park, and Valley Station. We'd like to honor him. Next up, we have District 13, which is Councilman Mark Fox, who would like to honor Jeffrey A. James. Jeffrey James was born and raised in Phoenix City, Alabama, where he graduated high school prior to attending Campbellsville University in Campbellsville, Kentucky. He received a bachelor's degree in mathematics and a minor in secondary education from the university. Upon graduating with honors, he moved to Louisville and went on to marry his beautiful wife, Shantae James. Jeffrey began his teaching career at Fairdale High School, where he was an influential math teacher for 7 years. He went on to receive his master's degree in school counseling from the University of Cumberland and became a school counselor at Fairdale High School. He then went on to earn his Rank 1 Educational Specialist degree in Educational Administration and School Leadership from the University of Louisville. He has spent the past 10 years working for the public school system to influence and educate teenage children and has been a positive mentor and role model to many, not only as their classroom teacher and counselor, but also as a football and track coach. He's established mentor programs at Fairdale High School, such as the Men of Quality program, the Why Try program, and many other small groups. Outside Fairdale, he has volunteered to work with the youth of the city programs, such as Big Brother, Big Sister, the Chestnut YMCA, and tutoring elementary and middle school students. Jeffrey has also dedicated a great amount of time to voluntarily servicing his community, primarily through his fraternity, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. As the previous social action chair, he initiated and participated in events such as Relay for Life, Health Initiative Walks, BIAK Brain Walk, Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk, etc., and multiple West End community cleanups, volunteering on our scholarship committee. Jeffrey has a genuine passion for the youth and works endlessly to educate, build relationship with, and advocate for children, helping them to make choices that will pay off in their future. Mr. James, an avid golfer, played the renowned Valhalla Golf Club for the first time in 2019, and that same year, while playing at the Blue Sky Golf Club in Jacksonville, Florida, shot his lowest score ever, an 83. He was recently married to his beautiful, talented wife, Shantae James, and they will celebrate their first wedding anniversary March 29, 2020. We recognize him. Next up, we have District 14, which is Councilwoman Cindy Fowler, which will be presented by Ms. Danielle Tackett. They are honoring Mary Fair. Mary Fair was chosen as the 2020 District 14 Black History Month honoree for her tremendous service to family, friends, community, and country. Her service as a medical technician in the United States Armed Forces from 1951 to 1960 make her an outstanding individual. After completing basic training in Virginia, she served in both Frankfurt, Germany, and Okinawa, Japan. Born June 10, 1925, Miss Fair has lived a long and fulfilling life. She moved to Valley Station in 1972 with her husband Paul, and the couple have two sons, Luke and David. She has participated in PTAs, the Valley Women's Club, as well as been an active member of her church community. She brightens the days of everyone she interacts with and leaves everywhere better than she found it. Our community would not be as bright and vibrant without someone like Miss Fair being a part of it. We'd like to honor her. Next up, we have District 15, which is Councilman Kevin Triplets, honoree Ruth Cowherd. Ruthie is a former deputy clerk with the Jefferson District Court, where she retired after 29 years of distinguished service, and a former staff helper of Councilwoman Mary Ann Butler of District 15 and Councilwoman Vicki Welch of District 13. In her spare time, she participates as the part-time organist for the Breath of Life, UMC, and instructs young students aged 6 to 12 to play handbell music. Ruthie is the proud mother of daughters Vivian and Deidre, recently deceased, grandmother of 6, and great-grandmother of 5. Ruthie's philosophy in life is to always tell your family and friends that you love them, and to live each day as if it's your last, and to have no regrets. We'd like to honor her. Next up, we have District 16, which is Councilman Scott Reed's honoree, Ricky Owens. In addition to serving as a juvenile justice social worker for 5 years, Mr. Owens has 25 years of service as the Youth Services Center Coordinator at Thomas Jefferson Middle School. He focuses on empowering youth, strengthening families, and engaging the community. He started several events that brought in adults and professionals from the community to interact and teach youth, one being a Tie Day event where he recruited over 100 men to participate. This year, along with a committee at the school, he held a panel discussion with students and police to bridge the gap with police, parents, and the community. Mr. Owens has provided tutoring, career and vocational fairs, coached basketball and track, and much more. He has invested a great deal of time in closing the achievement gap with young black males and has motivated and mentored hundreds of students and assisted them with setting up college visits, conflict resolution, academic support, and goal attainment. Mr. Owens has been married for 27 years and has 2 children, a son and a daughter. We'd like to recognize Mr. Owens. Thank you. Next up, we have District 17, which is Councilman Marcus Winkler's honoree, Andrew Terry. Andrew Terry earned a Bachelor of Arts in Spanish and History, as well as a master's degree in education from the University of Kentucky. He is currently working towards his doctorate in educational leadership at the University of Louisville. He is currently in his 4th year as a principal of Anchorage Public School. He previously served for 11 years as assistant principal of North Oldham High School and was the boys' soccer coach there. Early in his career, he taught middle and high school Spanish. In addition to his academic responsibilities, Mr. Terry has volunteered with the YMCA, church youth programming, and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. As principal, Mr. Terry is making an impression on coworkers and students alike. Linda Hall, 2nd grade teacher at Anchorage, shared that she appreciates the professional and positive work environment Mr. Terry fosters, and added that he brings an energy to the school every day. Communications coordinator Karen Stodenpole mentioned that the countless evening and weekend events Mr. Terry attends to support his students and said the enthusiasm he brings to these events is contagious. 2nd grade students mentioned his kindness, his dancing around in funny costumes at carpool on occasion, and a quote that he really sums up of why we are honoring him today. If Mr. Terry left our school to be principal in another school, I would want to leave too, so that he would still be my principal. He and his wife Jennifer have 4 children, Hannah, Isaiah, Elijah, and Jonah. We'd like to honor Mr. Terry. Next up, we have District 18, which is Councilwoman Marilyn Parker, and we are honoring John Taylor Jr. Just this. John Taylor Jr., born September 15th, 1966 in Louisville, Kentucky. He is the son of a black jockey, an honorably discharged veteran, and a former Boy Scout. As the great-grandson of Joshua R. Johnson, a Buffalo soldier, he founded the Buffalo Soldiers Academy in Louisville, Kentucky in 1993, with the purpose of educating the youth of African American culture. The academy holds camps and workshops every summer, which are free to all youth. Mr. Taylor has performed services in Kentucky, Texas, South Carolina, Mississippi, Detroit, Chicago, Washington, D.C., and of course right here. In Kentucky, he has held workshops at the West End School, African American Heritage Center, McKinley Park, Jefferson Memorial Forest, among others throughout Portland. He has helped out groups such as 2 Not 1, the Bridge Kids, and Boy Scout troops from West Chestnut Street and several churches in the West End. He has participated and supported the Black History's African American Read-In at a local library and has been awarded the Diversity Award from the University of Louisville and the Longtime Buffalo Soldiers Achievement Award. And I'd just like to read a little bit out of here. That's a notation from the Louisville Journal, or Louisville Courier Journal. Through the final turn, the horses were neck and neck. Jockey Sam Alexander and James Long pushed Zoe and Savannah through the final stretch, while an enthusiastic crowd cheered them on. Zoe and Alexander took their place in history as they crossed the finish line Saturday during the first African American Derby at High Point Training Track in LaGrange. Though the morning was soggy, the sun came out in the afternoon, welcoming a crowd that had not only had the opportunity to see a race, but learn about the history of black jockeys and their impact on the sport of kings. The race was organized by the Buffalo Soldiers of Louisville, Kentucky Incorporated, an organization created by John Taylor in 1993 that through several different avenues, such as Saturday's Race, day camps, and documentary films, seeks to break down racial barriers. Taylor said the organization was founded and named after he discovered his great-grandfather was a member of the historic Buffalo Soldiers, a group of black soldiers who, following the Civil War, were commissioned to help open up the West to expansion. Taylor said though the Buffalo Soldiers were discriminated against, they had the highest number of Medal of Honor recipients and the lowest desertion rate. Saturday's race was an educational event, as a museum was set up to display information about Buffalo soldiers and the history of African Americans in horse racing. Attendees also had the chance to meet Alexander and Long and see the horses up close. Taylor's father, also named John Taylor, was a jockey. Taylor, who said that he has been around horses all of his life, said he hopes the event will help to bring interest in horse racing back to the black community. Taylor said African Americans were integral in the development of horse racing community, serving as walkers, groomers, and jockeys. Following the race, Alexander and Long, who have nearly 70 years of combined experience as jockeys, said it's important to recognize the historic significance of black jockeys. We started it, Alexander said, noting that the first Kentucky Derby was won by Aristides, who was ridden by Oliver Lewis, a black man. Mitchell Warren of Dreammaker Stables provided the horses for the event. Warren said he was pleased to be involved in the event, which showcased the importance of history. Taylor said the race will probably be in Texas next year, but he hopes to bring it back to Louisville in the future. The funds from Saturday's race will benefit another Buffalo Soldiers program. They have been hosting the day camp for kids since 2000. The funds raised through Saturday's event will be used to help start a permanent campsite that Taylor said he hopes to call Peaceland, because you've got to have peace in your heart to come there. At the camp, students will be taught horsemanship, marksmanship, agriculture, and community awareness. Taylor says he hopes to build the camp on one centralized location with horses and stables. Taylor says he hopes that the camp will serve to help keep kids out of trouble, as well as break down stereotypes and highlight the history and contributions of the black community by educating children early. Taylor said the camp is not just for black children, but is open to children of all races. Everybody has a place at Peaceland, Taylor said. It's an open door, and we'd like to recognize him. Next up, we have District 19, which is Councilman Anthony Piagentini. Would like to honor Reverend Warren Muir. One of 7 children, Warren Russell Muir was born. Warren Russell Muir was born July 12, 1938, in Allensville, Kentucky, to the late Helen and James Muir. At an early age, he joined Spillman Chapel CME Church in Allensville, Kentucky. He attended Spillman Chapel until he relocated to New Albany, Indiana, where he united with Howard Chapel Missionary Baptist Church. He was baptized at Howard Chapel under the pastorate of Reverend Claude Kimborough. Reverend Muir received an associate's degree from Simmons Bible College in Louisville, Kentucky. He received a certificate in Bible expository preaching from E.K. Bailey Ministries. He has served on the boards of Eastern Area Community Ministries, Berrytown Cemetery Foundation, and River City Housing in Louisville, Kentucky. Reverend Muir has taken an active role in other community-based activities. Reverend Muir was ordained as a minister in 1976 and served more than 10 years as an associate pastor of Galatians Baptist Church in New Albany, Indiana. After 32 years of service, he continues to serve as the pastor of First Baptist Church in Anchorage in Louisville, Kentucky. He was employed for 30 years by Thornton Oil Company in the transportation department. After leaving Thornton Oil in 1995, he became the vice president and owner of Hoffman Trailer Company, Incorporated. He retired from Hoffman Trailer Company in 2018 and currently devotes his time to pastor his congregation on a full-time basis. Reverend Muir is married to Lily Marlene Muir, and together they are parents of 7 children, grandparents of 14, and great-grandparents of 5. We'd like to recognize him. Thank you. Next up, we have District 20, which is Councilman Stuart Benson, and he's going to be honoring Patrick McKinney. Patrick McKinney is a teacher at the Benet School, which serves students who have a combination of disabilities that can result in significant learning, developmental, or behavioral problems. As a part of his responsibilities at his school, he takes his students to job sites and said, "It's really great to see them progress in their positions and making independent decisions about their work." In the classroom, it's great to watch them work through and confirm their understanding of math and talking about novels that the class is reading. Working with students is the best lesson to learn patience. The students have become protective of him. He was walking down a hallway and a student was being escorted out for bad behavior. Patrick was focused on the student he was with, and another student stopped him and said, "Watch out, Mr. McKinney, they're having a bad day." He said the best part of teaching is seeing his students from Carruthers Middle School after they graduated from high school. When he sees them after several years, they are excited to tell him how well they're doing. While others need that blessed assurance that he never gave up on them and reminds them that they are still loved. In his middle school class, he had a shared chair where students could sit and talk if they were having a good or bad day and talk about the choices that they could make. A few students expressed interest in going to college, and they started thinking about it in the 8th grade. Most would be first-generation college students and their families. He helped numerous students fill out college applications and apply for financial aid. After some of these experiences, he decided to pursue a Master of Education in Counseling and Personnel Services at U of L. He wants an opportunity to assist first-generation students as they pursue a college degree and to reassure them that they have the ability to excel in college. If you asked his mother, she would say she was happy with the goals that he set for himself and his achievements, but more importantly, for his walk with the Lord and all of his endeavors. And we would like to honor him today. Next up, we have District 21, which is Councilwoman Nicole George, and she would like to recognize Dr. Renee Campbell. Dr. Campbell is a native of Adairville, Kentucky. Her proudest and most cherished accomplishments are her 3 children, Philip, Benjamin, and Tristan, and her grandchildren, Janice, Balin, Ezekiel, Isaiah, and Josephine. She is the daughter of Mrs. Mary Sears Campbell and Mr. Walter Lewis Campbell Sr. For more than 40 years, Dr. Renee Campbell has practiced in the areas of education and social work. In the last 20 years of this experience, she has served as President and CEO of Wesley House Community Services, a human services organization which helps people help themselves. Dr. Campbell has a rich background in community building as a director of one of the first transitional programs in the United States. Her practice includes teaching experience at numerous colleges and universities, and one of which is considered a leading university according to U.S. World Report. Her work, interest, and passion extend beyond our borders to Africa, where in 2005 she was appointed sub-chief by the Tolan Traditional Council in the village of Tolan, Ghana. In Tolan, she directed, created, and facilitated life-changing programs for women and families. Recently, during the summer of 2019, Dr. Campbell spearheaded the first educational scholarship initiative in the village of Tolan, Ghana, West Africa, one of the poorest villages in West Africa, with one of the highest number of children who are living in the street. The scholarship program serves 20 children, kindergarten through the 8th grade. As one of the founding mothers of the Louisville Clothesline Project, she brought attention to the widespread abuse of women. Dr. Campbell's experience includes spearheading, developing, and implementing a program that brings attention to sexual assaults of women in Okinawa, Japan. In July of 2018, Dr. Campbell received a certificate in women's leadership from Cornell University. Dr. Campbell is the proud recipient of the Center for Women and Families 2013 Women of Distinction Award. She was also recognized as Muhammad Ali Daughter of Greatness and was recently featured in Who's Who in African American Profiles 2014, 2015, 2016, and in the book 100 Fascinating Louisville Women. Complementing all of her boards of directors' involvement, she has participated as a board director of the Interfaith Path to Peace, is a vice president of the Sister Cities of Louisville Board of Directors, and a member of the COSAIR Charities Face It policy team. She continues her work as part of the Mary Byron Project Board, whose mission is to extend beyond crisis management, to attack the root causes of the epidemic of intimate partner violence, and she helps build safer and healthy communities through this work. Dr. Campbell considers herself a spiritual person and believes that individuals who deem themselves successful have a responsibility to reach out and help others along the way, and we'd like to honor her today. Next up, we have District 22, which is Councilman Robin Ingalls, honoree LaShawn M. Marshall. The love of small business comes naturally to LaShawn Marshall, a Louisville native, who uses her passion for entrepreneurship to promote local small businesses, nonprofits, and communities. As a child, she inherited her love of business from her parents, Larry and Hattie Anderson, who owned several small businesses in Louisville and Fort Knox, Kentucky. These businesses showcased a variety of services such as tax offices, clothing stores, and even real estate. This variety helped her gain knowledge in many areas of business, setting a foundation that would guide her in her collegiate life. LaShawn attended Sullivan University and the University of Louisville, where she earned a master's degree in both human resource leadership and conflict resolution, and where she developed her core belief that every organization must have a solid organization to reach their full potential. As a small business consultant, LaShawn has spent the last 10 years helping Louisville small businesses and nonprofits define their mission statements, construct targeted marketing, and host events to promote collaboration. LaShawn's application of her degrees and lifelong passion has led her to be regional vice president to the nationally recognized Peer Group Network, where she continues her outreach to Louisville business owners. LaShawn is married to Danielle Marshall Sr., and they have 5 children. We'd like to honor her today. Next up, we have District 23, which is Councilman James Peden, who would like to recognize Ms. Denise Bentley. Denise Bentley was elected in 1996 to the former Louisville Board of Aldermen 9th Ward after unseating Alderman Bill Wilson, who had served the previous 15 years. Ms. Bentley served as a Louisville Alderwoman from 1996 through the merging of the Louisville Metro Council. Her prominence in public service merited her to be selected as a member of President Bill Clinton's delegation to India. In 2002, Ms. Bentley was the first African-American woman elected president of the Louisville Board of Aldermen, successfully sponsoring key legislation, including the Fairness Ordinance, Towing Ordinance, and the Federal Ordinance. As an inaugural council member, Ms. Bentley served as chairwoman of the Human Services Committee, exploring such issues as homelessness, drug and alcohol addiction, as well as domestic violence. In 2005, Ms. Bentley resigned from the Louisville Metro Council after being appointed by Governor Ernie Fletcher to serve as his liaison to the Governor's Office of Local Government. As one of Governor Fletcher's top aides in her position, she served as conduit between Louisville Metro Council and Lexington-Fayette Urban County Government, their staffs, and the Governor's Office. While Ms. Bentley has been semi-retired from politics, she continues to serve her community, putting her enthusiasm behind her insurance company and her political consulting business. The consummate traveler, she enjoys seeing new places and learning about new cultures, most recently visiting Egypt, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. Ms. Bentley's public service, dedication, and commitment to her community exemplifies her desire to make her community a better place to live, work, and play. Ms. Bentley is the proud mother of 2 children, Candace and Marcus, and even prouder grandmother to Aaliyah and Maya, volunteering at their school, Smira Elementary and Dare to Care. We'd like to recognize her today. Next up, we have District 24, which is Councilwoman Madonna Flood, and she would like to recognize Hallie Rice. District 24's recipient is Southern High School senior Hallie Rice. During her time in high school, Hallie has consistently shown determination and persistence to meet her educational goals. She has challenged herself by taking advanced placement and dual credit courses during each of her years in high school. She has worked diligently to keep one of the highest grade point averages in her class. Hallie is respected by school staff and community members as well as her peers. She is the epitome of a student leader by having school pride, devoting time to being a class officer, and acting as a student ambassador. Hallie has also had the opportunity to represent our school district by participating in the Governor's Scholar Program. Hallie has participated in numerous extracurricular activities, clubs, and programs for student leaders while in high school. She is the member of the National Honor Society, Beta Club, Key Club, Girls Who Code, and writes for the school newspaper. She also devotes her time to community service at her church by being a play director, instructor, and managing the church website. This, combined with other service projects, has resulted in her accumulating over 2,000 hours in service. Hallie has shown attributes that indicate that she is eager to do well in furthering her education and into her career. She has dedicated herself to working part-time while enrolled in high school, which has allowed her to build employability skills and has grown her driven spirit. We'd like to honor her today. Next up, we have District 25, which is Councilman David Yates, who would like to honor Lad Dillard. Mr. Lad Dillard is a father, husband, and coach. Mr. Dillard began his lauded coaching career at Holy Cross High School in 1994 as a boys' assistant track coach. In 1999, after 5 years as an assistant, Coach Dillard was named head coach of the boys' track and field team. In 2001, he was named head coach of the girls' track and field team, serving simultaneously as both boys and girls coach until 2016. In 2011, Coach Dillard led his Holy Cross High School's boys team to win his first Kentucky High School Athletic Association state championship. He was subsequently recognized as both the 2011 Kentucky Track and Cross Country Coaches Association Class A 1A Track and Field Coach of the Year, and the 2011 Kentucky High School Coaches Association Class A Track and Field Coach of the Year. Mr. Dillard went on to coach his 2012 team to third place and his 2016 and 2017 teams to KHSAA 1A state team runners-up. In 2019, Coach Dillard would do it again. Again, Ladd was recognized as the 2019 Kentucky Track and Cross Country Coaches Association Class A 1A Track and Field Coach of the Year after winning the 1A Boys Team State Championship for the second time in his career. After over 20 years as the track and field boys head coach for Holy Cross High School, Coach Ladd Dillard has earned his stripes and has brought renowned success to Holy Cross High School athletics. But even more important, Ladd Dillard, like his father, has been an important role model to numerous young athletes. Due to his hard work, grit, and determination, Councilman David Yates proudly bestows the 2020 District 25 Black History Month Award to Coach Ladd Dillard. Congratulations. And the final council district is going to be District 26, which is Councilman Brent Ackerson's district. And they will be honoring Lynn Beckham. Lynn Beckham was born in Shelby County, where he was raised on a farm with 8 siblings. He is a graduate of the Lincoln Institute in Simpsonville. He went on to a career at General Electric, retiring in 2000. Since his retirement, he has spent countless hours volunteering, often using his skills from early development, which gave him the knowledge of farming and raising vegetables. Since 2012, he has been involved with planting vegetable gardens throughout the community. Lynn's personality and his giving heart have made these community garden projects successful. These and other garden projects offer many educational opportunities for children and their families to learn about healthy eating and the importance of having vegetables in their diets. By introducing children to all the different types of vegetables and their nutritional value when they are young, Lynn aspires to have a positive impact on how children eat as they grow into adulthood. He has hosted several cookouts in the 26th District's Farnsley Park for summer Read With Me camps for children and their families. He helps youth raise money for charity by recycling their aluminum cans and has also served as a Red Cross volunteer for over 20 years. Since 2015, during Black History Month, he has prepared food to support the African American Read-In programs held in neighborhood libraries. Lynn is noted for his recipe for crackling cornbread. Sounds good to me. Last year, Lynn was instrumental in preparing the meals for individuals who participated in the Sickle Cell Association of Kentuckians Back to School Bash, held at Mammoth Cave. This past September, he was instrumental in the celebration of the 25th anniversary of the Bon Air Library's outdoor reading garden, also in the 26th District. At that event, which was emceed by council members Ackerson and Kramer, former Alderwoman Barbara Gregg was also recognized for her efforts in creating the garden, and that we could not have done it without Lynn's hard work. Of course, all of this could not have been done without the help and dedication of Lynn's wife, Pat. Lynn and Patricia Mickey Beckham have 2 children and 4 grandchildren and will celebrate their 54th wedding anniversary on June 21st, 2020. We'd like to recognize them today. And at this time, we would like to recognize one special group, a group of people, the Newburgh Seniors. Previously known as the Jolly Joyful Seniors, the Newburgh Senior citizens meet weekdays at the Newburgh Community Center, located at 4810 Exeter Avenue in the Newburgh community. Under the directorship of Metro Parks employees Steve Edwards and Robin Johnson, these seasoned attendees participate in numerous learning experiences, including, but not limited to, bingo, arts and crafts, exercise, and everyday What's Happening talk sessions. These seniors also hold an annual Derby fashion and luncheon show. Also, they recently hosted a Valentine's brunch, which brings the community together with youth to help prepare a meal. The Newburgh seniors support numerous community endeavors, such as the annual Newburgh Days Festival, Light Up Newburgh, and the RSVP programs. To ensure that the youth and the community receive a nutritious meal every evening, these seniors also participate in the Kids Cafe program run by Dare to Care to serve this meal. For additional information on the Newburgh Seniors calendar of events, please contact the Community Center at 502-456-8122. We'd like to honor them today. Thank you.
Is that good with them too? Or you take that too?
I'd also like to say that these ladies, every day, they up there at the Newburgh Community Center working with the youth. They help them with their homework. They prepare their meals through Dare to Care with Kids Cafe. So, and they also help work with Miss Adele with Newburgh Middle School. So, I mean, our seniors are really active. I'm sorry only 3 of them could show up, but it's a good group of them. And they call themselves the Jolly Seniors. I think that's what they call themselves, the Jolly Seniors. But anyway, we appreciate you ladies, and hopefully we can all get at that place to help out someone under us. The next thing we have is a musical selection by Teresa Durham.
I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know. Ooh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, oh, you say I am yours. And I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe the only thing that matters now is everything you think of me. In you I find my worth, in you I find my identity. Whoa. You say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you see I am held when I am falling short, when I don't belong. Oh, you see I am yours, and I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe. Taking all I have and now I'm laying it at your feet. You have every failure, God. You have every victory. Ooh, oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short, when I don't belong. Oh, you say I am yours, and I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe, yes, I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe.
I'd just like to mention, we introduced
This
Ms.
one's-
Teresa and sang those beautiful songs there. I don't want to leave you without introducing you to fine lady, Lady P as well. Ms. Sheila O'Bannon has over 30 years of experience in the instruction of voice, piano, public speaking, and theater arts. Her instruction ranges in diverse areas of music such as rock, country R&B, gospel, Broadway, classical, and opera. She is assisted with student recording preparation for such companies as Disney and Sony. She's an accomplished and published playwright, having produced and directed several plays across the country in local venues, such as the Kentucky Center for the Arts. She is truly gifted and talented in numerous ways, serving as the regional judge for the Fox Network's American Idol program, in addition to being minister of music for Peace Presbyterian Church.
I'm proud to say that there's two of my church members, and Miss Sheila, she always puts on a play for different holidays, and I mean, these are plays that you would think you were in the movie somewhere. She's that good. So we appreciate her coming down here from her job, and we appreciate Miss Teresa. She's a nurse and she works third shift, and I appreciate you being here. So it just means a lot when your church members come in and help out. So, yeah. So next thing, I just want to say thank you all for coming. It's been really a good year. It's been a good year for me because, like I said, I haven't been here since, September? And these guys, they picked up where I left off, and they just did their job. When I came in last week, well, I didn't even come in here. I was told everybody's name's already in, everybody has their bio, and like I said, it just really makes me feel good that you guys think that much of me to have it ready for me when I got back. So I appreciate that. And of course, I appreciate Mr. President David James, because he always allows me to bring in whatever I want to bring in and do it. He just says, okay. If I said, just like this morning when I said we're bringing in 49 kids and I have to feed them, okay. And so, and it turned out just perfect. And just like I said, next year, since this is something that went so well, we'll get another school in a different district or someone that want to bring their students in. Because, District 1, okay, we already have somebody, so, so, anyway, and of course, we fed them their lunch before they left, so we had to really, and we have workers downstairs that, I mean, just really moving to get everything together because they had to have food for the kids. And as soon as the kids went out the door, we putting in foods for the adults. Of course, you know, kids only like pizza, so we had pizza for them. And then so now we do have refreshments downstairs, and everybody's welcome to stay and eat and sit and talk as long as you want. And I'll turn it over to Miss Wanda Mitchell-Smith for benediction.
Please stand to receive the benediction. 2 Corinthians, the 13th chapter and the 14th verse says, "The grace of the Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God be with you all in love and fellowship." And all the people of God said, Amen.